Welcome back everyone to the Drone Quote YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a topic causing quite a stir in the real estate industry, the contentious relationship between realtors and solar panels. Now, you might wonder how we gathered all this information. Well, I didn't just pull it out of thin air. We polled a Facebook real estate group boasting a staggering 200,000 plus members. We left no stone unturned in our pursuit of the facts, albeit we did come up with a lot of conjecture. So there's that. So let's jump in and explore why realtors seem to have a bone to pick with solar panels. Some of their concerns are understandable. We'll give credit where it's due, but brace yourself for the biggest reason, which will leave you dumbfounded by its sheer ignorance. One of the major points of contention revolves around two common methods of solar panel installation: power purchase agreements and leases. Imagine working hard to list a property or showing countless homes to your buyer only to have it fall apart because of a non-owned solar panel lease. I think I can speak for you in saying you'd be less than thrilled. But why are PPAs or leases deal killers for realtors? For the same reason we at Drone Quote have only sold one lease in 6 years. There are too many traps, and I believe they're bad for homeowners in most cases. For starters, leases typically have a 20 to 25 year term. Adding insult to injury, most lease clauses won't let you buy out the lease until after a certain number of years. Also, most leases have an escalator built into the pricing. So every year, the monthly payment of X dollars will usually go up about 3%. But really, leases kill house deals because they're so hard to get out of. Unlike a purchase where you pay off the remaining balance, the leaser does a cash grab for all the lost future revenue when you buy out a lease. Hence, most sellers decide not to pay off a lease, which then passes the burden off to the buyer. At this point, the buyer's realtor is like, hey, take a look at that house over there without solar. If I wasn't clear, I don't recommend solar leases or their variations. I had solar in my previous home, and although you could see it from the street, it was also easy to see how much money I was saving on electricity. Unfortunately, looks matter, and some people would rather not see solar panels on their roofs. And as a result, the aesthetics of solar sour some people who would rather pass on the house. The looks of solar are purely subjective, so there's not much to be done about it other than finding another house or removing the solar panels. It should be noted that where you install solar panels has a significant effect on their performance. And this is something you should bring up with any solar consultant. Where are you placing the panels and why in that location? With that information, you can decide whether to sacrifice performance or aesthetics. The third reason why realtors oppose solar has to do with loans. I speculate that solar loans are an issue because after several years with solar, homeowners may forget the details of the solar loan, which may result in issues at escrow. If that's the case, I too would oppose solar panels as a real estate agent if I kept finding out at the close of escrow that there's a solar loan. This is why it's so important for sellers to have all their solar details in an easy to find place. Besides the fact that you may need all this info when you run into issues, the solar ownership information is extremely valuable for your realtor because it will allow them to position your home in the market properly. The technical reason for opposition to solar regarding the loan aspect is that it affects how much home the buyer can afford. The nice thing about solar loans is that they tend to be assumable by the buyer, or the seller can simply pay off the remaining balance. It's rare to find a solar loan with a prepayment penalty. So unlike leases, there's no crazy balloon payment. A good real estate agent will not mind a solar loan. Hopefully you're seated because the biggest reason why realtors oppose solar panels is chock full of ignorance, in my opinion. And that reason is they don't believe the value proposition of solar. I won't discuss this reason because it's the definition of subjective. Instead, here are my recommendations for home sellers or buyers if you even think you might be interested in a house with solar or are selling a house with solar. Choose your realtor wisely. Don't get stuck in the I'm paying X% commission hang up. Instead, find a realtor who won't let their personal opinion or feelings obscure your idea of the right home for you. If you're on the selling side, find a realtor who will know how to value the solar asset or mitigate the solar liability. Because the perspective of liability or asset isn't up to you or your realtor to define. It's up to the buyer. However, a well-documented solar installation paired with the right agent will help influence the solar perspective for the buyer. I sold my home with solar and it went great. I had a loan that I paid off at escrow, so the buyer only saw it as owned outright. And I had all my documents in order so the agent knew how to position the value of solar. Don't let the opinions of realtors change your perspective on whether solar is right for you or not, unless they pay your electric bill. But also, don't let a solar sales company sweet talk you into how solar adds value to your property, because that value is not up to you to define either. While it's true that solar may benefit a lot of people, it is also true that it may be a detriment to many others. That's why choosing the right partner to help you buy solar is so important, and why we take our reputation so seriously. At the very least, start with the Drone Quote Solar Consumer Protection Guide so you can be prepared with the right questions that will help you determine if solar is a good fit for you. If you're a realtor, I would love to hear your opinion. If you've sold your home with solar and it went some kind of way, we'd love to hear from you too. Now, how would you feel about clicking the subscribe button and the notification bell for more content from Drone Quote? We'd appreciate your support. Until next time, hasta la vista, baby.